All right. Hi guys, I'm Eric Guzman with Eric Guzman Photography. I'm gonna walk you through to show you how I edit some of my photos. So here we go. So this was a session that I did with a client. We did an engagement session prior to their wedding session. So this is what I'm editing right now is their engagement session stuff. So I think this one's a little bit hot. So what I'm gonna do here is go ahead and try and take down the highlights and the mid-tone highlights, or the mid-tone tones curve here. Bring down that overall exposure. I think that looks pretty good. So what I usually do is I'll go through all of my photos first to make sure that the exposures are correct and remove any of the distractions first before I actually start making any adjustments to. Why would you remove him? He's the subject of it. I typically go through and make sure like I do all of my erasing, all of my healing, and all of my removal of other people and stuff like that. All the distractions first. Just because that typically takes the least amount of time. That's what I do first in my editing. So just like this one again, this one looks a little bit hot, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring that one back down also. So I did run this through Aftershoot. Initially, I use Aftershoot to cull all my photos. And then I apply a preset from there. I think the one that I applied was the True to Life preset. So that's what you're seeing here. Here, I'll just go ahead and remove that little tag that's on the bottom of this foot. Update the masking. I'm actually thinking about leaving this one, the updating of the masking, till after, just because it takes so long. All right. So it looks like this is pretty good now. Oh man, I really took that photo crooked. Here I'll adjust some of the cropping for it too, to try to get them into the center. More in the center there. That's a good one. Here, I just have to get the cropping on this one. Oh, it's actually pretty good. Come on, this one. That one seems okay. That one looks good too. Actually, the exposure on that one, it's pretty similar. There's nothing really in this one that I want to remove. This one either. I don't really want to remove anything there. Keep that rule of thirds line on them. Maybe. No, I actually like that one the way it is. It's actually a little bit bright though, so probably just overall exposure. I'll bring that one down just a little bit. Probably about right there. Looks good. Actually, I don't like that truck there, so I'll probably actually, if I hold down Alt, and I move this one down here, we'll get to that level there. There we go. And then I'll just remove the truck manually. Yeah, I'm just gonna hold off on those because it just takes forever. So here, I actually don't like this sign here, so I'm gonna remove that. this or not either. Hold down space, get that over there and closer so I can kind of remove. So I don't want it to really mess with his face at all. I found that if I don't do that, then it just kind of puts the face, it makes the face really weird looking. Do the other ones have that? They do, so let's just go and get rid of that. All right, let's see how that looks. Yeah, see? Oh, that's like really hot. So let's go ahead and bring the highlights back on that one. Here, the tones and the shadows here. Probably reduce the crop just a little bit, just because it's a little. Don't like the way they're centered in that. No, I guess I'm just gonna remove these things manually. It's such a good couple. It'd be really fun to work with. She didn't really speak English though, so it was kind of hard to like guide them through what they were doing. But I think she was having fun though. It was like in the beginning, right? It was just like any photo shoot. It's hard for people to get comfortable in front of the camera. But it took her a little bit, to both of them a little bit actually. But they ended up really coming out of their shell a little bit, especially her, Van. She ended up coming out of her shell a lot. Like she was forcing him to kiss her, and she was doing like all these great poses towards the end of the session. It was awesome. Even though she didn't speak English, it was still like an understanding of what we were trying to do and what we were. It was funny. This one looks a little crooked though. I think it's gotta be like this. Reduce the overall exposure just a little. I was more like. I think that's okay. I really don't get why you pay so much for a program monthly and you can't even optimize. You can't optimize the software to Windows. It's such a big company too. Alright, so I'm probably gonna probably reduce that crop just to get that sign out also. That didn't really work out the way I thought it was gonna. I think I'm just gonna have to go backwards on that one. I think I'm just gonna have to remove it manually. Next one. That one's a little hot also. So go ahead there. Turn down the highlights just a little bit. And the midtones. So I think that looks good. That is such a good picture already. Okay, so that was a little bit of behind the scenes of how I edit my photos, or at least in the beginning of how I edit my photos. I'll do another video on actually how I edit like the color grading and how I reach like towards the end of the photo. This was just more showing how I initially start my photos, how I will go through my photos and delete all of the distractions and go through that first, just because it seems more of a better process for me. Instead of doing individual photos, I feel like I'm actually making progress if I go through my hundreds of photos that I've made, that I've culled and that I've used for selection. So that actually works for me better, where I can go through and I feel like I'm making good progress. So thank you for joining me, and hopefully I'll get to see you again. And if you'd like to join a session, you can write me on my website, write me over DM, whatever, and on any of my social media, and I can be in contact with you. You're good. Awesome. Okay.